If you want to check your hotel room for bed bugs, just grab a flashlight, a credit card, and a pair of rubber gloves. Step 1. Remove the bedding from the mattress, including the bottom sheet. Step 2. Take your credit card and run it up the seam of the mattress to check for live bed bugs. And step 3. Check underneath the bed for bugs that might be hiding beneath the mattress. With this new program, car thieves don't even need a key to start the engine. All they need is something like a screwdriver, and they're off. Zorenlo said that when SoundCloud deleted his account, it felt like he was mixing his best song of all time, only to have the plug pulled halfway through. Right here from the outside of the building, it looks just like a regular bingo hall. But down underneath, the district attorney's office said they found enough weapons for a small war. Walker had AC experts come to his house to check out the broken unit. Now they agreed with him, but the home warranty company still wouldn't budge. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're here at Galveston's historic Pleasure Pier. I'm with John from the American Coaster Enthusiasts, and we're about to ride the Iron Shark. How many times have you been on this ride?
About 20, so there's about 21 right now.
20, so you're ready for 21?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Whoa! After the food poisoning outbreaks last month, the restaurant is closing its doors indefinitely while management works on an improved food safety protocol. The Houston Police Department is paying its respects to Dallas by lowering the flags at headquarters to half staff. At Moore High School, with just $400 and a 4th grade reading test, you can get your diploma in under a week. Hey, I did it.
Here at Northwestern, Hillary Clinton has been getting a lot of attention from students on campus, but there are some Trump supporters here on Northwestern's campus as well. And we want to get a look at what the experience has been for some of them throughout this election cycle. Here's NNN's Noah Fromson.
If you become president, this country is going to be in some mess, believe me.
In the privacy of his room, Weinberg sophomore Sammy Quaddle watches the 3rd presidential debate.
A lot of it sounds good.
Quaddle is the public relations secretary for the Northwestern College Republicans, and though the organization did not endorse a candidate, Sammy supports Trump, something he says is hard to do at Northwestern.
Clearly, targeting Republicans or targeting conservatives. When you see that trend on campus, it makes you less likely to speak up.
And Quaddle's concerns are valid. NNR's anonymous poll of Northwestern students found that just 10% of the student body identifies as conservative, and only 7% supports Trump.
This is not what I signed up for to believe in.
Julia Cohen is vice president of the College Republicans. She doesn't support Trump, but instead of a third party, she's voting for Hillary Clinton.
I was not about to give a vote to a party that I realistically knew wouldn't win, when we had such a dire and terrifying situation.
Cohen referenced the leaked tapes of Trump speaking about his sexual exploits as one major reason for defecting.
As someone who's not only conservative, but someone who's a sexual assault survivor, it makes me sick.
Quaddle also denounced the tapes, but holds firm his endorsement of Trump.
If it comes down to voting between a Republican and a Democrat, I'm going to be choosing the Republican.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the...
And some young conservatives have tuned out of the tape controversy completely, saying it's irrelevant to the job.
We're not electing, Pope to be our president.
McCormick Sr. Soji Adamula is all in for Trump.
I love him. Honest to God, I love Mr. Trump. I couldn't say anything bad about him.
And unlike some of his peers, Adamula is not afraid to show his support.
I don't mind wearing my Trump shirt on days I don't want to wear it because I feel vocal about supporting him that day.
Vocal or not, the Northwestern College Democrats condemn Trump supporters.
What being a supporter of him means, which means endorsing his misogynist, racist, xenophobic ideology.
Beyond this election, Quaddle says the focus has to be on improving dialogue between the parties and eliminating hostility.
It's going to take a lot more courage for us to actually get out there and be more vocal.
Noah Fromson, Northwestern News Report.
Thanks for that report, Noah.
He was our life.
For Diane and Jesse Jacobs, their son Jesse Jr. was a good person who in late 2014 made a big mistake.
Had come home from work one night, had some wine, and decided to go out and got charged with a DUI.
This was Jesse Jr.'s second DUI, and he chose not to fight the charges.
He accepted responsibility for the mistake he made.
His punishment was 30 days in the Galveston County Jail. Now, Jesse took multiple medications, including alprazolam for panic disorders. And his psychiatrist wrote this letter explaining how to treat Jesse during his sentence. But when he was locked up, the jail stopped giving Jesse his pills. And 1 week into his stay, Jesse suffered his first seizure. To keep a better eye on Jesse, the staff then moved him to an isolation cell. You see that there are padded walls and that the only object in the room is this green suicide prevention smock, made of a very thick material so that when inmates wear them, they're not able to hang themselves. But it didn't matter where he was kept. An unmedicated Jesse couldn't control his seizures, and after a massive one on March 13th, he died in his cell. On the death certificate, the medical examiner noted the cause of death as seizure disorder. And check out down here, abrupt discontinuation of long-term alprazolam medication.
I deal with anger every day because this was a senseless death. If they had simply given him his medication, he would be here today.
More than 1 year after Jesse's death, his parents are suing the jail. Sheriff Trossesset agreed to give us a tour of the facility, but he refused to talk about the case.
Pending litigation that our county legal suggests that we not talk about it.
Sheriff Trossesset stands by the jail's actions in Jesse's situation, and for Jesse's parents, that only feeds their anger.
I want justice for my son. I want to know why he had to die a needless death.
I don't want any parent to have to go through that.
Because Jesse's parents are suing the jail, we may not know the county side of the story for months, even years. Noah Fromson, KPRC, Channel 2 News. Deontay Gibson knew what his future held, even before he led Lakewood St. Edward to an Ohio high school football state title in 2010.
When I first started playing football, I said I was going to play in the NFL. I didn't know what that meant, really. I just saw it on TV and I thought, I want to do this. And so from that day, I worked.
And Gibson's work paid off. He played 4 years at defensive end for Northwestern, captained the 8th best defense in the country in 2015, and finished 7th in program history for career sacks.
You watch that D-line and watch how we play together, it's something special, and that's probably one of the biggest things I'll miss is playing with those dudes.
Dominate on 3! 1, 2, 3, dominate!
What was it like heading into the draft?
Honestly, all I wanted was an opportunity, so whether it was being drafted or undrafted, it didn't really matter to me.
Gibson did not get a call during the draft, but he struck up a free agency deal with the Detroit Lions just minutes after the 7th round ended.
It just felt right, looking over who they have on the roster, what I have to bring to the table for that team and what I needed to improve on.
Gibson said it was the coaching staff that clinched his decision.
Their honesty with me and just kind of just telling me what it was up front, I could appreciate in this process.
Gibson knows that the luxury of a college scholarship is a thing of the past, but that doesn't scare the rookie one bit.
From here on out, I gotta bring my A game every day and be prepared to play every practice, every rep as if it's a game. So I'm up for that challenge.
For NNN Sports, I'm Noah Fromson. And I'm Noah Fromson. Police say Henry Earl Macaulay Hill robbed a home near Moody Park and allegedly stole a gun from a safe before being chased by police. Take a look at this video. Here you see Hill running from a police car. He's actually sideswiped by the vehicle, but he got up and kept running until Officer Stephen Borstedt of the HPD Air Support Team jumped out of the helicopter, tackling Hill to the ground. Hill tried to fight him off, but Borstedt told KPRC the air and ground teams had all bases covered. A man involved in a car chase that ended in the death of a Bel Air police officer turns himself in. Hattie D. Jamal joins us in the studio with more. Hattie, how has the community reacted? People were upset last October when Netflix announced it would hike up its monthly subscription price $2, and it's hurting the company's sales. From April to June, Netflix added 1.7 million subscribers, well below the predicted 2.5 million. The company said a possible reason for the stunned subscription rate is the press's coverage after last year's announcement. Fiat Chrysler wants to pay you to find security errors in its vehicles. It's called Bug Bounty Program. The automaker is offering between $150 and $1,500 to people who can find security bugs in some of its Jeeps, Ram trucks, and other models. Fiat Chrysler joins Tesla, Uber, and many other companies that are paying hackers to improve security. Northwestern volleyball knocked off defending champion Penn State 2 weeks ago, and it was legendary. We won't forget it. But excluding that win, the Cats are just 1-3 in October, playing with very little consistency. They look to gain some momentum in Friday's matchup with 19th-ranked Purdue. You can ask anyone and they'll tell you the same thing. The worst possible way to lose a football game is on a Hail Mary pass, and last season at the hands of Nebraska, the Northwestern football team suffered that same terrible fate. Now 1 year later, the Huskers traveled to Evanston, where they met up with a Wildcat squad hungry for one thing: revenge. We came here in long johns, but we're suited up for sports night, which starts right now. One lifelong fan has waited 3/4 of a century to see his beloved Cubbies win. Our own Jacob Murphy has more. Here to break down this Northwestern second half breakdown. But in order to have a breakdown, you need a build-up. How did Northwestern get off to such a hot start in the beginning?
How does that translate to the basketball court?
Well, some say I was the Larry Bird of my 7th grade JCC basketball league. I had moves like Jagger,